Welcome back to Autocraft. Now, before we get into the meat of today's episode, I want to show you something completely insane. Me. No, not this. Although some people say I'm unhinged. No, not this. I mean, this. There is just a little bit of another word. Just a little bit. I placed all 10,000 plus blocks of it. Now, if you're paying attention to the Discord, and if you're not, you should really come in. I've been posting a link with stats, and my current stats at the time of this recording is 24,734 netherwort harvested. That's a lot of netherwort, and this was absolutely insanity, and I was much underestimated what I thought I would need to actually cover the entire cave system, because as I figured out, it goes a lot deeper than I realized it did. It doesn't stop here. I'm not doing any more. Nope. I'm done with that. So with that, let's move on to what we're actually doing. Now, we're going to follow up from what we did on our stream day. Now, that was almost a month ago. It is now into the New Year's on the 7th of January. Happy New Year's, everybody. And we're going to finish up that dam because I wanted to do it, and now it's being done. So let's time lapse that. Let's go. Never let it be said that I do anything small, because I don't. Now, this took just about as much time as I thought it would do to actually do the build. It was the ice behind me that took longer than I thought it was going to, but it actually provided a nice distraction, because right in the middle of it, Alpen and Crink and Tax showed up, and we did some bumper cars, and that was kind of fun. I did a recording of it, but it just didn't turn out very well, so it's a shame, really. Now, over the last couple of months, we've had a couple of members step down because, real life happens. And so there's some farms that have been started and not finished, or farms that were promised and not been started. And I'm picking up 2 of them. I'm going to do the bartering trading hall center place thing, and I'm going to finish up the Wither Skelly farm because we're all kind of desperate for beacons at this point. So it'd be nice to get that done. But the easiest of the 2 to get started right now is going to be the bartering farm. Now, I'm not going to show how I did that because, let's be honest, wrangling mobs sucks, and it's not any fun, and it's annoying, and I'm probably going to die, and that's just how it's going to be. So I'm going to be back in just a minute. Well, just a minute for you. It's going to be several hours, if not days, for me to get this all done, and I'll show you what we've got. And here we are. This is the new bartering hall trade center thing, TM. Now, the way this works is very, very simple. You put the gold in the top, it comes down to the hoppers or dispensers, it dispenses it on top of the pressure plate. Boop. The pressure plate gets pressed, which turns off the torch, which allows it where pressure plate comes back, turns the torch back on, which makes the dispenser dispense again. And the piglins, despite the fact that they have a piece of glass over their head, they can still reach the gold on the pressure plate. Now, I done screwed up, and I killed 6 more than I was going to, so there's supposed to be 3 more in here, and there's supposed to be 3 right here, and I just don't feel like putting them back. So this is what we're going to stay with for now. If I end up doing it again later, we'll do it again later, but I probably won't. This is pretty sufficient. It's crude, but it works, and that's what we need right now. Just functional. Now, Crink has been so kind to, if I set up a bartering farm, I can use his gold farm. And his gold farm is right behind me, probably a bit too far for walking distance render, plus the screen is dark, YouTube compression, etc. We'll just go to his farm. Now, Crink's gold farm is one of those that only works properly if there's nobody logged in. And currently, I'm the only one logged in. So it takes just a minute here, and the piggies will start dropping like crazy. There we are. Here they come. Takes just a sec. Seems really slow at first, but it's like a build-up. Now, we've got this nifty sword called the zombie sword. See, now they're coming. And the Allays pick up the gold swords and they chuck them in the box, which burns them. Now, the thing is every once in a while this thing will still spawn a zombie. I don't know how. See, we're getting, like... We're already getting... What's it called? I can't remember what it's called anymore. Too many entity compression, entity deaths. So we're gonna sit here, and I'm gonna use an AFK clicker, and we're gonna AFK click this thing for an hour and a half or so, and that should give us enough gold to at least get the shop going. And out in the distance we can see Krink's gold farm, and this is what I got out of it. Not too shabby. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to stick all this gold in the different various chests, and we're just going to go through and push all the buttons, and I'm going to show you how this works. Okay, so now we have all the gold in the different dispensers. We just come up and you press the button, which activates them once, and then we sit back and we watch the magic happen. This is the easiest way to get them out. Now, the way this is set up is there's 3 piglins in each chamber, which this is timed not 100% perfect, but close enough that basically as soon as the gold hits the platform, it's basically picked up pretty quickly between the 2 chambers. So nothing really sits there very long except for this first one and this last one, because I don't have the piglins in the secondary chamber, so these ones take a bit longer. But I can get through quite a bit of gold pretty quickly, because there's 1 or 2 pieces of gold being processed every second, if not a little bit more. And if we look in here, we can see already there's quite a bit of stuff filtering in. So this was from an earlier test run, so that's why all these different bottles in here. But these other ones were completely empty, and you can see how everything was set in the first place, except for the noob juice. The noob juice was from earlier. I needed to make sure it worked properly. Now, while this is running, let me tell you what the extended plan is for this. Now, the reason why this is up 1 level is so I can stick coppers underneath it. Now, I'm going to use the same type of delivery system that Lazy did and the Crink did on the gold farm. I'm going to use a drop pervader in order to stick the items up and across and shoot them across the set of hoppers to sort them out into different items. Now, there's a handful of items we are not keeping. This includes water bottle strings, armor, pearls, fire charges. They're all being trashed. I'm going to keep 1 chest of noob juice, and a couple of people have asked me to hold on to some special arrows. Everything else is being sorted out and going to be put in the shopping district. Now, I haven't fully decided what I'm going to do with the shop for this. I'm thinking I'm going to do kind of a donation basis only, and we'll see what actually comes out with it, but we'll see. So we're going to let this run for a little bit, and we'll take out the spoils when it's done. All right, now it's all done and sorted. All these books, these are not all Soul Speed 3. Some are like these 2, you can see here, Soul Speed 2. I will probably end up converting those to Soul Speed 3 and either sell them or give them away. I haven't really decided. But I've pulled out everything that we are not selling. And it's, you know, it's still quite a bit. I mean, I'm really excited about some of these, like the nether brick. I've got several plans that I want the nether brick for. And of course, a crap ton of fire resist. Now, this is the stuff I pulled out that is just all going to be trashed. And it's a fair amount. But it's all stuff that we don't really need in mass. Like, we have spider farms. We don't need the string. We don't use the fire charges for anything. This, no one's going to use these. It's all logical stuff, though, especially in late game, that we're not actually never going to use, because we already have farms for most of them, or just they're not necessary. So this farm is done, and with that, this episode is done. And the next episode, I hope to get started on the wither farm. I also have plans. Calvin has redone the nether hub, and oh my gosh, that chandelier. I'm looking forward to showing it to you in next episode. And with that, I will see you again soon. Goodbye for now.